Hello, all you Slayers. My name is Matt, and welcome to Slayer's Lair. Hello, Slayers. Welcome back to Slayer's Lair. I'm Matt, your host. Today, we're going to look at Season 1, Episode 10, titled Nightmares. It originally aired May 12th, 1997. Let's get into it. Buffy walks into the Master's lair, stake in hand. Well, not anymore. He goes to bite Buffy, just as she's woken up by her mom. Joyce says she's spoken to Buffy's dad, who's coming to town. Some doofus blocks Cordelia's light. While in class, Buffy sees a strange little boy sneaking around. And Wendell has tarantulas in his book. Hot teacher. The Master tells the Anointed that fear is the most powerful force in the human world. Buffy is worried her dad won't be picking her up after school. Giles couldn't find anything about spiders in his research, so they decide to talk to Wendell. Wendell gets annoyed when Xander calls spiders insects. I do too. Wendell says he loves spiders, but they hate him. He explains that he used to have a giant spider collection, but his brother accidentally killed them all when he went out of town. Ever since, he's had nightmares about spiders. Buffy has to take a history test that she hasn't studied for. In fact, she's rarely shown up to this class. Does anybody actually use pencils? I hate pencils. The creepy little boy is walking around the halls. This chick, Laura, goes into the school basement to have a smoke. Out of nowhere, this giant guy with a messed up face starts beating her. Because all schools have basements. Buffy and Giles ask Laura about what happened. Laura says the guy said lucky 19, which could mean something. A doctor tells them the first one is still in a coma. From a week ago, same MO. Xander walks into class with only his boxers on. Giles tells Buffy he can't read. Buffy recognizes a boy in the newspaper as the same boy she sees at school. She also realizes this is the same boy that's in the hospital in a coma. Giles talks about astral projections. What movie featured a boy and astral projections? That came way after this show. Buffy asks if she could be seeing his asteroid body. What a dummy. Buffy's dad shows up at the library and asks to speak with her. He tells Buffy that him and her mom split up because of her. He tells her that she's real rude and dumb. Her dad also wants to stop the weekend visits. Xander and Willow tell Giles about his indecent exposure. They all conclude their nightmares are coming true. Giles tells them the boy, Billy, may have crossed over from the nightmare world, where he's been trapped. Cordelia freaks out when her hair is looking not so hot. Buffy finds Billy in the gym and asks him what happened after the game. Billy says the ugly man wants to kill him. Just then, the ugly man appears and attacks Buffy, but he's too strong for her and she runs off. Billy says they have to go hide, and then the ugly man will try to find him. That's how this works. Willow is enticed into the school basement. Nothing good ever happens in this basement. Xander walks into a room with some, Buddhist symbols painted on the wall. He thinks it's his lucky day because he finds a baby Ruth, along with several other candy bars. Billy said it was his fault they lost the game last week. Willow is Japanese now, and she has to sing on stage in front of an audience. But she doesn't know the words. We learn Xander is afraid of clowns. What a sissy. Buffy and Billy are at the graveyard when the Master shows up. Buffy says this is just a dream, but the Master says this is real life. He proceeds to bury her alive. Giles says they need to wake up Billy. Willow notices the brand new cemetery across the street is looking a little funny. Giles concludes this is his nightmare for not protecting Buffy better. Buffy is pulled from the grave, but she's looking like a vampire. At the hospital, we can see everybody trapped in their own nightmares. Billy says he's hiding from him. As a human, Buffy was no match for him, but as a vampire, she's able to defeat him. Billy pulls off his mask, and everything returns to normal. Billy wakes up and his coach stops by, and his coach calls Billy Lucky 19. Billy tells his coach off. Willow says the coach is now behind bars, but I'm not sure why. What crime did he commit? Buffy's dad picks her up from school as promised. So what did you guys think of that episode? I thought it was pretty fun. Playing off of nightmares, obviously, which is kind of the whole premises behind Pennywise in it being the manifestation of your own fears and what form it shows up in. What are you barking at? He's having his own nightmare right now. But I thought it was pretty fun to kind of get an insight into what could be their nightmares individually, to look a little deeper into their characters. I'm not sure why there were those symbols in Xander's nightmare. Is he Jewish? I don't know that I ever knew that if he was, but he definitely likes candy, but he's afraid of clowns. So we know that much, and he's afraid of being naked in school. But anyhow, let me know what you thought of this episode. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. I gotta go. Bye.